Will AI take our jobs? I mean, it's the question on literally everyone's mind. And for India, a country with this massive young workforce, well, the stakes just couldn't be higher. This isn't just some tech debate, It's a core issue for our economic future, and it's a super hot topic for anyone preparing for competitive exams. So, is this a crisis, or is it a catalyst? Let's dive in and figure it out.
This quote from Alan Greenspan, it just perfectly sets the stage. See, with AI, we don't have a crystal ball. We can't know for sure what's going to happen. But because the consequences could be so massive, especially for a country like India with so many people entering the workforce, we have to treat this uncertainty with the seriousness it demands.
So, here's our game plan. We're going to start with the anxiety everyone's feeling, then we'll take a look back at history, explore some solutions, get a bit of a reality check, and then look forward to what an AI-powered India could really be. And don't worry, we'll wrap it all up with the key takeaways you'll absolutely need for your exams.
All right, section 1. Let's start with the big one, the AI anxiety. The game really changed when these incredibly powerful models from places like OpenAI and Google's Gemini showed up. It's kicked off this global AI arms race, and with it, a very, very real fear about jobs just disappeared.
Now, what's fascinating is how the fear itself has shifted. This isn't just about robots on a factory floor anymore, not by a long shot. We are talking about AI that can do complex, knowledge-based, white-collar work. So what on earth does that mean for India, an economy that's so driven by services? Well, it's a totally new and pretty profound challenge.
To really get a handle on what's happening now, we have to look to the past. This fear of technology replacing people, it's not new, not at all. Every single major technological revolution, from steam power all the way to the internet, was met with pretty much the same kind of anxiety, disruption, and, genuine social hardship.
Okay, for all of you studying for exams, this is a huge concept, creative destruction. Basically, it's the engine of economic progress. New innovations come along and destroy old industries to create new ones. It's powerful, and it's absolutely necessary for growth. Just think about how digital cameras completely wiped out the film industry, but then created this whole new universe of photo-sharing apps and services. But that destruction part, it can be really painful, and its negative effects have to be managed very, very carefully.
And this right here brilliantly illustrates the danger. This concept is called Engel's pause. Back in the first industrial revolution, productivity went through the roof, but for everyday workers, wages just flatlined for decades. It is a critical warning from history that rings so true today. Technological progress doesn't automatically benefit everyone. You need strong institutions to make sure that it does.
So let's look at the numbers that are fueling all this anxiety today. The International Labor Organization, they estimate that globally, 75 million jobs are at complete risk of being automated by AI. That is a staggering figure.
And it gets bigger. Goldman Sachs takes a wider view, and they estimate that 300 million full-time jobs worldwide are exposed to AI. This just shows you that the impact isn't limited to a few small sectors. No, it's broad and it's far-reaching.
Now let's bring it home, to India. A survey from IIM Ahmedabad found that a massive 68% of our own white-collar workers believe their jobs will be impacted by AI in just the next 5 years. So this isn't some distant, abstract threat. The anxiety is real, and it's right here in India's offices. So the really crucial point is why this is such a potent threat for India specifically. We're a labor surplus, consumption-based economy. A huge chunk of our service jobs are in that low-value added space, which is precisely the kind of work that's most vulnerable to automation. Large-scale job losses could seriously hit consumer spending and just knock our entire growth story off track. Okay, so that's the problem. It's big. What about the solution? Well, the answer seems to lie in building what we can call an institutional shield. History teaches us, time and again, that the key to navigating these massive technological shifts is having strong social infrastructure and inclusive institutions. Now, for your exams, here's a really simple way to remember this framework. To ace the AI transition, India needs these 3 pillars, and you can remember them with the mnemonic EIS. E for enabling institutions to upskill our workforce, I for ensuring institutions to provide safety nets, and S for stewarding institutions to guide AI ethically. Yes, got it? Okay, but before we get totally carried away by all the hype and the fear, let's just take a breath and inject a dose of reality. Mass adoption of AI, it is not as simple as just flipping a switch.
There are huge, real-world hurdles that mean an AI takeover is definitely not on the immediate horizon.
And hey, here's another mnemonic for you. Scaling AI is kind of like solving a Piri puzzle. You've got to solve for P, practicality, because AI still hallucinates or just makes stuff up. I, infrastructure, it needs massive amounts of data and energy. R, reliability, because errors can be catastrophic in some fields. And another I for resource inefficiency, because it's just incredibly expensive to build and run. These challenges, they give India a crucial window of time to prepare.
So let's shift gears and look at a more optimistic view. What if AI isn't a replacement for workers at all? What if it's a powerful tool that makes them better at their jobs? This is the shift from automation to augmentation, and it's where the real opportunity for India lies. The key concept here is augmented intelligence. Think of it like a partnership. Instead of replacing a customer service agent, an AI assistant helps them find answers and resolve issues way faster. In fact, studies are already showing this can boost productivity by an average of 14%. That's a win for the worker and a win for the company.
This leads us to another vital economic principle, the reinstatement effect. It sounds complicated, but it's simple. As technology automates old tasks, it creates brand new tasks where humans have an advantage. This effect is a really powerful counterbalance to job loss. It changes the nature of work rather than just eliminating it. For example, as AI gets better at data analysis, we'll have a new need for data storytellers who can interpret what the AI finds and explain it to other people.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it points to where job growth could happen in India. This chart shows something called demand elasticity. All it means is that a number bigger than 1 is good news. It means that as AI makes a service cheaper and better, demand will grow so much that we'll actually need more jobs, not fewer. And look at financial services at 1.86 and health at 1.3. These are prime sectors for AI-driven job creation in India.
All right, let's pull all of this together into a clear summary. These are the crucial points you need to lock in for any exam question on AI and the Indian labor market. Ready?
So here it is. The core conflict is creative destruction versus inclusive growth. We have to learn from history to avoid another Engels pause. Remember that data point? 68% of our professionals are worried. The solution is building those EIS institutions. But we have some time because AI faces that PIRI puzzle. The big opportunity is to focus on augmented intelligence and the reinstatement effect, especially in high-demand sectors like finance and health. And the way forward? It has to be a three-way partnership, a tripartite compact between the government, industry, and academia to make sure everyone benefits.
So, in the end, it all comes down to this one single question. AI isn't destiny, it's just a tool. And whether that tool builds a more prosperous India or creates a crisis, that depends entirely on the strength, the foresight, and the inclusivity of the institutions we choose to build starting today. The choice really is ours.